당연히 그지. 아주 차선 대화 되바래, 동아 미되바래. 제가 되는 현장은 대화 주변다. 동아세디 먼저 샘 교화다지. 삼비토의 교화다 세니마도 제 시투에 매바래. 되는 현장 다 삼로 교화다지. 먼저 디기 주변다 동아세야리아. 아니 최념는 제시 최념는 제제. 근데 세니마도 제 탑시 매바. 지난달 최념는 제발라 아저네 최딩의 계획신이 네 생일에 된 바지 고고래 지난번에 인자 계획신이 야보스된제 되네 계획신인데 아니 최념는 되네 지역으로 해서 송바 나신 는 저기 지게 라메 최념는 되네 지역으로 간나와 나신 제가 저기 념는 지역으로 해서지 아니 그게 뒤고 쉬루와 당선.
Good evening. So last week in the presentation we're looking at, we spoke about how all beings are the same in having this deep wish within to experience only happiness, a happiness that is stable and lasting, a happiness that is not interrupted by even a moment of suffering or a moment of pain. And we spoke about that in order to achieve this, a state of lasting happiness, the only way that one can achieve such a state is through transforming our way of thinking. It's only through changing our way of thinking, transforming our way of thinking, that we can achieve our desired state of happiness. And how to do so? How do we change this way of thinking that these habits, mental habits we've created from life to life? This can only be done through meditating on the teachings of the Buddha Dharma. And in order to be able to meditate effectively on the teachings of the Buddha, one needs to be trained and guided by a qualified spiritual teacher. One needs to rely on a teacher who is qualified so that he can impart the knowledge of the Buddha Dharma that he has gained, as well as through his own experience, being able to guide one in how to cultivate that knowledge within our own mind, and thereby transform our way of thinking and achieve a state of lasting happiness.
Thank you. 나와나 주님은 되는 제고를 해야 돼. 언제 지게 Lama Lama never cheba de Langa Cheta, Sansin Kune never chebata, Lamiki and Shuna and never cheba la sobata, Lamika, Lamiki Chuyam, the Dinichegoret, Kanawa Nashin Janzuki, Yamlin Lama never chewet, Lama never ched, or Diniki never chet until the Tineva, that Lamika Ganashi, Katruche and never chekore, Sachi, or Kasan di Kushushe.
Moreover, we've also been looking over the weeks that we've been looking at this topic, that when one has come under the care of a qualified spiritual teacher, then we are encouraged to engage in activities or act in a way that delights or pleases our teacher. So what does this mean? Well, the text presents there are three ways that one should act in order to delight the teacher. One is through making material offerings. The second is through offering service respectfully. And the third is through following their advice or putting their advice into practice. And of the three, it's this third one that is of utmost importance.
C'est de ça que c'est la mécanique du corps son roi, la mécanique du corps son roi, la mécanique du chien, n'y a pas de corps son roi. Tenez, Zadana, on a gagné ce théorie là, on a l'âme d'un bé chien, d'être bébé, tintin, cachon du bé, cheveux, n'y a pas de jaquena, on est cachita, jidavu, yamna. C'est ça, on a qui chien, l'âme d'un qui chien, de l'ia, bébé chimbi, qu'on est à antique, on a qui la matin. dine lami kan hashin chin drupje lama nyabar che urela ro ta dine lami kan hashin drupje lama nyabar kan che gona kan hashin drupje nyabar che ha de kan hashin drupta de kan de se so da jida nyam na sa ka jida drup nyam na ka kan de drup ku re so da.
Amongst the 3 ways to delight the teacher, it's that third that is of utmost importance. So then that brings us neatly to the new part of the text, so in the middle of page 13. And if those who are following in His Holiness's translation, His Holiness's commentary to this translation, it's on page 75. So here we have the verse in the middle of page 13. At this point the question may arise, if one relies upon a spiritual teacher who points out the path to enlightenment and tries to please him by making him the offering of practice as he teaches, what exactly is meant by offering of practice?
다 개위 신인기 냠는 제기 림바 당보 두삼 당을 되네 검고를 디 냠는 제고를 써야 돼 손샤교디 수바나신 장아주기 냠는 제디 디레해서 그러다 지대를 담비게 담비 취해서 당한 저기 담비 취 개와 두비하다 동화세야기 디기 두비야 동화세야기 된다 개와 두비야기 두야라 당보 되는 삼도 니와 되는 제 되는 두 제고를 해서 손샤교디 먼저 냠는 간하신 라는 따야디 디레서 담비 취 추신의 주바 추신의 주바스 라메가 나와 나신 장아주기도 냠는 제야디 냠솔랑 세데 딜라이디다 라미기 가신 주비 쳬바세디 가신 주비에 디레서 오다 가신 주비 쳬세 디레서 오다.
The answer, there's a clue to the answer in the question itself. So the question again is, if one relies upon a spiritual teacher who points out the path to enlightenment. So that's within the question, here is the clue. And the answer then is in the next paragraph. Practice means taking upon yourself the responsibility of continually living in accordance with the holy Dharma, the teachings given to you by your spiritual guide. So here it's very clear that the guidance, the teachings that one receives from our teacher, those are what being referred to here as the Holy Dharma. The Holy Dharma specifically is the teachings we receive from our teacher, and it's these teachings that are how he is pointing out the path to enlightenment to us. And then to practice his advice means to live in accordance with these teachings, which means one needs to study these teachings and then coming to know them well, meditate on them precisely in accordance with the steps that he lays out. So that is the meaning of the offering of practice.
지난 가니슬라와레스 가르장고르스네 담비취 취 냠는 제라야디 수신도 냠는 제고레송 디 냠는 남이 간하신 제 냠는 제고레스 딜라그도와 송도와 데마도 라미에 가를 랍세 탐지 간하신 제고레스 문도와 될이야 라미게 가를 랍세 탐지 간하신 라미 셰바나신 제고레스 문도와 될라 델가르송선 라미게 담비취 취그 기디 개와 주비하다 동화세야기 데니기 람 지다라 템바 나신 냠 템바 나신 냠는 제고레스 마도 라미기 지다라 담바 나신 냠는 제고레 람노와 라미가 지다 가르제스에 라와 나신 제고레 송 대송민도와 담비 최 냠는 제당 송바 나신 냠는 제고레스 이 안내가 전부도가 들려야 하던다 하고 거기 계시면도.
So the author of this text, the third Dalai Lama, is making an absolutely crucial point here. So I want to emphasize this. So again, reading from this fourth paragraph, practice means taking upon yourself the responsibility of continually living in accordance with the holy Dharma, the teachings given to you by your spiritual guide. So what is the point that is being made here very clearly is that what is the offering of practice? Usually this is explained as following the advice of your teacher, fulfilling the advice of your teacher. And that is of course correct, but what is being pointed out with clarity here is following the advice of the teacher is specifically referring to the teachings given to you by your spiritual teacher. It's being stated here with great clarity that it specifically, not exclusively, but explicitly refers to the teachings that one receives.
Di sonyo de donda jabla karasungorasene lamigi chig lama chigi kesi lama chigi chöda mitunbigi ane lega chig kuwaina di jegwayo marela orda nyengwayo mares.
And the meaning behind this, the meaning that is implied, is that if one is given advice to do this or do that, and that advice is contrary to your Dharma knowledge, then that is advice that is not to be followed. So when you hear about offering a practice, following of advice, it means putting into practice the teachings that one receives. Because that knowledge of the teachings will prevent us from following advice that is contrary to the teachings.
Chik lami ka na shin ma na lami ka sung ba na shin chik kemele ba ina dikwa chimbu shore jen jeza lama lia an chik lama ya ma tin bigi ane ka sore lama tin su lo bigi dikwa yungure san bigi ta lama pejin na lia lama tin sebe chela ya bu tin gor ma tin ba na dikwa chimbu yore nyeme chimbu lama tin su lo ba na dikwa chimbu shu yore nyeme chimbu yore sung gor ba 진짜 자당하는 저 오달라미 강시바 되게 차상 만년 바 마제바이나 밀라마 텐수 로도 그래 되는 라마 증이 니가 디바치면 예워치면 사그레 산베기 다 도고 용식으로 와서.
It's important that we understand this point, hence I've made it several times now, because in many texts it says very clearly that it's imperative that we follow the advice of our teacher, we put into practice exactly what our teacher instructs us to do, and if we don't, this is a great negativity. And if we don't follow what was told, this great negativity we accumulate leads to us being karmically separated from our teaching. It leads to a weakening of our connection with the teacher. So therefore, many texts make this point clearly. One needs to follow the advice of our teachers. But that understanding needs to be conjoined with what is stated here.
Za daana nganjuge lama tinsu lo da malo saidi kanachik lagores da lama tin chane chela lama tinsu lo bare malo bare sa chi she choro wada kanachik lama tinsu lo bare kalachin lama tinsu malo bare sa chi choro wada nganju.
Then one may be thinking, so here we've seen in many texts and we're hearing some reference here about an unmistaken way to rely on our teacher. But there are also perhaps mistaken ways to rely on the teacher.
디젤이야 하는 거지. 오당아 디젤을 추슈구메 델라메티 띵이메 삼바 델량이 라메팅이메 다 디젤이 추슈구메 삼바이나 난이 라메텐스 로바 차고래.
So what is meant by a mistaken or a wrong way to rely on a teacher is that when one has come to see great qualities in a teacher and has taken someone as one's teacher and is following their advice, but then receives some advice or some advice that one is uncomfortable with and chooses not to follow it, but then makes a decision, I will no longer rely on this teacher. This teacher is no longer my teacher. I will no longer call this person my teacher. That final point, that is a mistaken way to rely.
다른 라마 텐서체 라메지 게시다 라마치기 다 최다 미tun비기 자와치에서 송제 나가서 어디 마주바이나 Dedi Lami Ganashi Machibana, Lamitin to Lowa Rivers, Lowa Chago Mare. Chesa Denigina, Denigi can Cheda Mitumbi, Lagajukune, Tanganjugi, Denid, Odadi Lama de Dujashi, Dadil Lama de Dujash, Lama Kata, did Lama Dizan and Shume, and then Lama Ding me Sambana, Denis some Tavana, Lamatin to Lord War. Talamigi Cheda Mitumbi Kaji Nashi, Navena, or Dadinga, de Jetusa Mare, Ineda, Sosuge, Ya, Anchige, Lama de Gundi, Martina, Gundi, Nangoriches, Adineza, di Legadi, Jetusa Mare, some Lega Machibache, and then Inea, Mount Bad, Lamit in the church, and this way Yana and the church should be in Sambata, and Lamatingi, Ineda, Lamigi did now, I think it's Jetusa Mare, Sambaina. Lama Tenso Logo Mare, Delia, and Lama Lamia Gashin, the Madrubigi, Dipa Ligo Mare.
If one does receive instructions, even to not just advice, but an instruction, a command to do something which according to your knowledge of the Dharma is mistaken, then the teachings from the Buddha are clear. One should not follow that advice. But if one then, in addition to choosing not to follow this advice, criticizes your teacher directly, perhaps directly to his face or to others, or maybe one doesn't say anything, but one's mind is very negative, and one makes a decision, this person is not a teacher for me. I was perhaps mistaken to rely on them, I will no longer rely on them. So when such a negative attitude arises within oneself, whether expressed verbally or not, this is the mistaken way, the wrong way to rely on a teacher. What is not mistaken is to choose not to follow the advice. It's not mistaken to choose not to follow the advice. At that point, the correct response is to politely decline. Perhaps explain your reasons and politely decline. That is unmistaken. And moreover, in terms of then one's mental attitude, to see that this instruction that one sees as contradictory to the Dharma, this is all part of your teacher skillfully training you, and therefore it's okay, and the correct and appropriate response is to decline this instruction. And in this way, one does not create any negativity of not following the advice of the teacher because one's mental attitude remained unchanged. One remained respectful and one responded in a manner that was polite, and therefore no negativity was accrued.
Talamiki Dinis Navena, Sosugita, Le Madabe, Narma, Lama de Kyoma, Lama de Sanjetan or Keme, Sambi, Sosugi, when a some Dinis Tankure, the Netabaina, Lama de Kunju, some Ligmare, Dimalebaina, or that Lamadis and the Chushu Mesibe, Lama le Devil Loyagi, Devil Yungo Mara, Dini, Devil Loyad Yungo Mara, Dini in Sanganjugi, that sometimes the other Kun Lamiki Dinakana, or that Lama de Kun, but the Sosugi Le Madab on Nangore, Chesa, Sosugi Madab, Nanza, did. Jehovah Mare that Namika did Jehovah's Machina degrees and Chemowash. Ineda, Lamal down the Guyon Mars, Lami, that's not you race and begin. Also, someone when they need some Tavana, then Lama Katayada, Lamaya, Devil Loyadi Ungoma, Dimalabana, Lama Tinsu Loyadi, Low begin Yangadi Ungoma, Chesnadi, some of the Lama Tinsu Loyagi, Sungupchi, Lobala, Sungupchi, some of these Tango research. This is what.
If one's teacher says something, gives one, again to make it really clear, he instructs you, commands you to do something, and you know this to be contrary to the Dharma, then if one has trained well in the meditations that have been set out in the previous weeks, one will know that this fault, any fault that appears to your mind in the teacher is a reflection on one's own purification that still needs to be done, and that one's teacher, as an emanation of the Buddha, everything he does is motivated by wisdom and love and compassion. Therefore, he's guiding one skillfully to overcome, to develop our own inner qualities. And perhaps in this case, he's guiding us to use our wisdom that we have developed, and to, with skill and with politeness, to decline something that we know to be contrary to the Dharma. And if one has trained well in these meditations, then such a response will be sincere, and then certainly, without any doubt, one will not only create no negative karma, but one will not create any karma that results in a separation or a distancing from one's Lama. So this is the correct and unmistaken way to rely on a teacher.
Lama de when Sangi re some die de Kichimachor, that Sangi in the mind of the Hagu, Seming Ebany to Marvada, Chichin Lama de Lama de Sukuzu, Kyo, Padana, Kyoto Horoji, Jeba Inea, Dondala, Monera Sangi in Bayungre. I answer the Jan Lama Kuzu Yapotan, as the father to Shen Chido or Shushi, Jeba Inea, and Lama, and the Janjusan Bada, Sem Chica Sangi Maimba, Yonsigua, Chisan Lamalaya, Yonsigiri Ineda, so soon when you sometime Lama de Sangi Kumere, Sangi and Ke Sangi Kumere, some Tavaina, Sosule Kapsara Gore, and the Sosugi Kevandria, Sosugi Gavaduela, Nipachetu Gore. Chisna, the name that Anzuki Wene, Azulome Gwene, sometime Lama de Sangi Kumere, some big Anzu Mebachi Gore. The Dengosuni, Lama de la Sangi in Gugure, Lama Chimju Jeva Jeven, Lama Jajus and Bayungurua, in Sangia Yungure, Jajus and Bayungure, and the member Sosoki Boya Yungurua, Lamala.
This training of seeing one's teacher as a Buddhist is really of great importance, and it's something that all students need to train in, to make one open and receptive to the transformative effect of one's teacher's teachings and guidance. But in reality, of course, we have no idea how spiritually developed our teacher is or not. We have no valid cognition with regard to whether he's a Buddha. We have no valid cognition with regard to whether he's a Bodhisattva. We cannot say with absolute certainty that he is a Buddha, or he is a Bodhisattva. And in reality, many teachers are emanations of the Buddha, others are Bodhisattvas, and others are ordinary beings. That is the reality. But in accordance with our teachers, though, can only appear to us in a way that is in accordance with our imprints, with our karma. And therefore, we have no way to discern with certainty how developed they are or not. Nevertheless, this training and seeing one's teacher with sincerity as a Buddha is of great importance.
Dambi Chu Nawa Nashin Je, Chu Yamlin Jetan, Suma Nashin, Nashin, Lamika Nawa Nashin Yamlin Jevadida, Lamigi, Gansu, Gashin to be chipping Yamlin Jetan Res Roda. That in Nada, Lamigi, Dakar Man Chicken, Yamlin Angores, Lamigi, Dambo Labja, Labjala Mason, Yamlin Jetan, Rimbal Mason, Dambo, Ganek and Sungo Res, and the Sumba Nashinji, some Dangurua, she's not Dini and Zanda, Dambo and Sungo Res, Lavana, Tisura. Judan debut Gone, Shindo Nye Gashin, Niena Duenchevi, Dajur, Ijin Noble Lapi, Di and Dundando Jeba Les, Di Donna Tempa Chores or. It's a Lami Garsmosne, Gajele, Danjing Milu Rimboche Sadi, Pe Masige, Danjing Milu Rimboche Sadi, Kanichi Lagore, Chesa Danjing Milu Rimboche Sadi, Denichilla, Danjing Milu Rimboche Lagores. It's not Danjing Milu Rimboche, Pe Donda Chimbo, Pe Duenchimbo Shures, Duenchimbores, and Danjing Milu Rimboche, Ya Trugalia, Never Kaware, said Daju Milu Rimboche, Wilson was said, Daju Milu Rimboche, Duencha was said, Daju Milu Rimboche, Never Kaware, Sungorta, Tisade, Lame Disuma Nashing around to give Danju Milu Rinpoche, Denichi Lagores, Danju Milu Rinpoche, Wilson, de Samda, then Danju Milu Rinpoche, Donda Chimbu Yimbadi, Gumse Samda, Lamekan, Sumba Nashing, Samda. That Denis Danju Rinpoche, Top Kawa, the Kanaka Top Kawa in Samda. Denis Samdan, or that Danju Rinpoche, Zachimens, Danju Ludin de, that Beje de Lomata. Dönna demba de chehudus da beje yoba nashin ji beje tang hudus orda dönna demba sid danju gi milu rimbo je dön chebo bendo da chebo shi rup tuba nashin de tup tugu yor de den de la tuba nashin ara beje tang hudus chesna di beje tang wa de la da danju rimbo je dönna demba as nyamlen jeba so chesna di dönna demba je de res orda.
Those are two key points I wanted to start out with tonight. The importance of seeing one's teacher as a Buddha, and the second important point was how to deal with instructions or advice or commands that one feels are not in accordance with the Dharma, how to deal with this in a way that is doesn't create any negative karma, doesn't hurt the most important of relationships that we have. So then we're continuing then in our texts. Here we're looking at the offering of practice. And the offering of practice means to live our life in accordance with the teachings from our teacher. And to live our life in accordance with his teachings means to come to understand them well, to study them, to meditate on them in the way that we are guided, so that they permeate our way of thinking and thereby all our interactions with others. So this is the way to offer practice. This is the way to offer practice. And the text continues here. Through working with the teacher and with the laws of cause and effect, you can take advantage of your extremely valuable human life, a life form hard to find and once found very meaningful, a treasure more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel. So here we come now to a new topic, which we have headlined as the human situation. It's usually found as a precious human rebirth. And here there are several key points that our teacher points out to us. Points out the great preciousness of this rebirth, its great rarity, and how difficult it is to attain. And this is a new topic, and a topic again of great importance, because if we understand these 3 points well, the great value of this life, its preciousness, how difficult it was to attain, and its rarity, the impact of this is that recognizing the value of this life, we will want to live a life of meaning. We will want to spend our life in the pursuit of a meaningful existence. And this comes about in dependence on understanding the auspiciousness of the situation and the rarity of the situation. So this topic can have a transformative effect if one cultivates an understanding in accordance with the teachings one receives.
Nye kawa res, nye na duen chimbo res yora. Chesa danju milu rinpoche daljuro yijin no le lhaba se, yijin nobu le lhaba se, nga zo rinpoche le lhaba res. Pena nga zo dorji palam ma sona, katse yoga na dorji palam dile, sera tanga dorji palam le, tanga zuki milu rinpoche de, dele gechawa res, gechawa re la gu kroda.
The preciousness of our rebirth is likened here to a wish-fulfilling jewel. We perhaps have more familiarity with regular jewels such as diamonds and gold, but no matter how much wealth or what a great pile of diamonds and gold one has, this life, this precious human rebirth is of far greater value.
Serada Dorji Palam Deneki Kilo Yovena, that's the Serin Bahamogo, Dorji Palam and Hamogo, and then also Sanjo Lamga, Chikma, 지게 다과여서 어디 다과도스 마딘샤지 강보 잡서 샤바이나 지상 코페 마세기 린나 첨부지다 지시부 자 첨부 쉬에데 만주게 자 첨부 임바데 린나 첨부다 하구고 말해 하 모와자 자 첨부 린나 첨부 나싱아도 베지당 투고 말해 지상 코 된다 첨부 좀 투고데 된다 덴바딩아도 베지당 마도 말해 나 하고건 되게 대스바 종제这个 소수게 둘로냐 소수가 뭐라냐 소수게 기부다야다 강바자 차상 지금 로밀로제 차상 비슷한 두고로와 다 되네 하고건 되게 되네 비슷한 두고로 하 먹어 있나 되네 진마 샤샤바나 근데 그 돈다 첨부 휴지 예심을 해야 돼 디나신 돈다 첨부나 좀 비슷한 마도 버와 마도 버와 변디나신 아 저게 단식이 밀리는 뭐 쳐야 돼 마세기 돈다 지게 개체 단지 밀리는 뭐 쳐 임바 당보데 단지 밀리는 뭐 rimbo치데 하고 그래 되니 지라 단지 밀리는 뭐 치레서 당보 하고 거야 돼 계신 모르겠어 하고네 다 되니게 돈다 개체 뭐 임바디 하고가 계신 모르겠어 지사다 돈다 첨부 임바 단지 류딘 데라 돈다 첨부 시부 두고 받아 하고 tom나 되니 데이텐라 돈다 두고야 돼 계신 모르겠어 그러다 지사 되니자 당보 단지 밀리는 뭐 치사디 셀 하고가 나신 단지 밀리는 뭐 치데 당보 하고와지 되네 디젤이야 단지 뭐 치 돈다 첨부 임바 개 첨부 임바디 김천 삼다 되네 삼다 세베지 오 되니 단지 류딘 데라야 게주를 냠는 지야들이 해서 그러다 돈다 템바시 해야 돼
If someone has a large pile of gold and diamonds, but doesn't recognize them as having any worth, perhaps they are still in their raw form and they just look like rocks, then they will just see it as nothing of great importance. Maybe someone will ask them can you carry this sack from this place to that place? And whilst carrying the sack, getting a bit tired, they'll just put it on the ground, sit on it, rest, get their energy back, with no understanding of the great value of what they're carrying. So this, if someone is in such a case, in such a situation, the opportunity that they have within their grasp, they will never utilize, they will lose. But if they come to understand the value of what's in that sack, that will transform their lives. They will be able to solve all their material needs. They will be able to help their loved ones solving their material needs, completely transform their lives. So this illustration here is utilized here for ourselves in that if we don't know the preciousness of this life, we will not utilize it well. All the incomparable potential that we have within us, we will not fulfill. It will go to waste. This jewel that we hold in the palm of our hands, we will never open and come to see and value and utilize to its fullest extent at all. But on the other hand, if we do, if we come to understand the preciousness of this human rebirth that we ourselves have attained, we will live our life to the fullest, meaning we will apply our lives to the accumulation of virtue. We will apply our lives to transforming our minds.
Jawa Judan Dembi Ludin Della, Danjuki Milurimachilla Gore, Dawa Kedan, Dawa, Jawa Judan Dembi, and Ludin Della, Milurimachilla, and Danjuki Milurimachilla.
Our valuable human life, our precious human rebirth, this is presented in terms of 18 qualities, 8 leisures or freedoms, and 10 endowments or opportunities.
Dawa Jedan Dawa la de Gabriela Mikumba Jedan Dawa say Bistangere Mikumba. Chisna Tigasle Dawa la Dele Church Church ma meba. Mikumba la Church meba Chiwa, the Nigi Dendela Dawa Jele Gore.
So the etymology of the term freedoms or leisures in terms of the division of 8 is if we're talking about freedoms, it means situations where we have attained a freedom, in the sense of being free from something. Or leisures, meaning that we have attained these 8 leisures. So these are 2 different ways to express these 8 particular qualities.
Nyawa Yida Dundro, Nyawa le Kebana, Dunga Jan Church Yago Mare, then round Church Yago, Shanla Pemper to Yago Yamare, that Nyawa, Dile, Dustra Idare, Idale Kebana, that Dunga about me by young Matelia Church Yago Marriage. That Dile Dustra Dundro Kiawadra, Chizan Dundro Kiawalembana, then detail ya Church Yago Yamare, Chesa, Digi to be Dunga Se Gitandala, Comyam Church Yago Mares, Chesa Nyawa Yida, Nyawa le Kiawana Church Yago Mare, Yida le Kiawana Church Yago Mare, Dundo le Kiawana Church Yago Mares or Tambosum Dire.
Looking at these 8 states of freedom. So the first 3 then is the freedom from being born in the hells. Because if one is born in the hells, the suffering is so intense, there is no freedom to spiritually develop. The second freedom is the freedom from being born as a spirit. Because if one is born in the spiritual realm, again, whilst the suffering is much less than in the hells, there is still no freedom to spiritually develop at all. And the third freedom is the freedom of being born free of the animal world. Because whilst the animals suffer proportionately far, or suffer far less than the spirits, they too do not have the freedom to spiritually develop themselves, to benefit others. So these are the first 3 states that one is free of.
Give Gameba Sangi, Chu maybe a couple of Yawas. That Sangi, Chu maybe a couple of Harrison, Yama, Temba Page, Tembig, Temba de Zosa, Temba Nupsarge, Dene, Zambuli de la Chogu, Tugu, Mahebache, Chu Masubiki, Denigi Dugapchiro, Paratoma, Dele Chuyomare, Mevaza, Denichile, Dini, Dusichile, and the Kiawa Lembaina, Dele Church of Yoma, Carson Chukoro Yomarwa, Chizan and the Kedi Tuyaki, and Kohobiomare, Chizan, Sangi Gameba Kiawasi. Kia meba sidu sangi bene nyamagi da tempa di nupsa tene chogu chugu bene tempa dati kiawa nga mashabene chogu tempa shakya tuba zambuli chogu magubi paragi tusechela ane kiawa ka meba dine nashini nga tempa shakya tuba ki tempa pa zuwa de nupsa ne an maungpa ne kiawa jamba zambuli dile peji chogu chugu namba tun chio masungi para di para dile ya 미요르 때가 미르케와 렘바이나 디파라델 추치야 고비오 말체자 게요 까메바 깨와세 데니기 뒤술레 깨바이네 추치가 고보요 미르케와레 고냐와 이다 둔로 말이 미르케와레 데이네 추치베 고브라비오 말체 시단 깨와 까메바세 데니기 뒤스
데니 던다 디디 니요레 야마네치
미요르와 맞아 깨레 미르케와레
안키니 야마네치 안키치크레 디 상기 줄마송 데강라 상기 기카 Yomare.
Sangi Machin Sangi Shundu Che Mason Che Yomaro. She's a Dinik Dusicho, Kewa, Namagi, Sangi, Tempi, the Bar Nupsarche, Sangi Saba Peche, Che Mason, Paradilla Che Yomara, Nyamadi Nupsarwa, Saban Sunyomara, she's a Dinik Dusitelia, Michili Kewa Inayang, and Chuchia Yomara, and Chukoro Yomares, or Kayuka Yomares.
So the fourth one is the fourth state that one is freed of is being born as a human, but in a world, in a time when a Buddha has not appeared. So when there's a time in the expanse of the world when there has been no wheel-turning Buddha. So then one is born as a Buddha, one is born as a human, but one has no opportunity to spiritually progress, spiritually develop, because the trainings are not present in the world, because a wheel-turning Buddha, a Buddha who teaches the Buddha Dharma, hasn't appeared.
That yu tao de kia wa se yu tao de da zambling de lia san ye jung che che song ba yin da na che yor zambling lia che yor de yin ya 유 타고 최근에 저게 저게 최시행 메디켄 유 타고 여러 와다 변에 구교야 최자의 균에 고아 메디켄 최시행 균에 메디켄 난 결론다 계수다 되니게 가야 메디켄 아니 최시행 메디켄 되니게 유리게 봐이나 밀게와래 코냐와 말에 둔로 말에 이다 말에 밀게와래 이내야 안 점리들에 최여를 때 이내 최매서 유 타고 구교지를 깨지네 제가 최시행요 말에 안 수지 통하여 매반장 최시행 현다 통하여 매로 난 최디어서 암초 먹어 되는자 아니 유 밀게와래 될이야 최지야 고비요 말에서 최지야 고비요 말에서
The next state that one is freed from is freed from being born in a place where, as a human, where whilst there is the Buddha Dharma in the world, one is in a place where the Buddha Dharma has yet to come. So the Buddha Dharma exists, a Buddha has come and taught, and the teachings abide in the world. But the part of the world where one is born and living one's life, the Buddha Dharma has yet to reach there. So if one has these freedoms, this is the fifth freedom that one has attained, freedom from being in such an area, such a place.
아데네 지기 원부 마상 받게와들이 먼저 밀게와이네 롬베텔이야 최시간 유여바제 최유여바제 아니 지기 시간 유여레 최제 고 최제 유여레 이나야 소소기 밀게 최유여셀게와 이나양 아니 원부 마상와 암좀 원바 아니 미 마상와 되니게 양지기 셈 당당매바 되니나 원부 마상와리 원부 마상와서 될야 안 최유여레 롬베텔이 최유여레 최시간 유여레 이나야 소소 미래데 이내야 아니 원부 마상와지 니 이긴이 최념는 제가 고급라고 말해 진짜 원부 마상와지.
The next state is where the next freedom is one may have been born as a human and in a world where a Buddha has come and taught and the teachings abide, but one's mental and physical faculties are incomplete or are harmed. So, for example, one may have a severe mental impediment, or one's sight or hearing is incomplete, is not functioning correctly. So, if one has a complete human rebirth, then one has a freedom of such a state where one's sense faculties, these are faulty. So, freedom from such a state.
나디지네 양지게 최유게 원보 밀리게와 최유살게 내내 원보 차상 상되바 이나야 아니 가르쳐 록다진이나 레균도요 말에 최요 말에 세야지 아니 야 지게 상계요 말에 내내기 따와리 요바 있나 양 최지야 고요 말에서 그 밀게와래 원보 차상 상되요 아니 딜lum버들이야 최지야 요르데 이나 그런기 따와라 록다 레균도요 말 상계요 말에 아니 최요 말에서 록다 깨와서 록다 디긴기 콜리아 최지야 고요 말에서.
And the seventh then is again born as a human, and the Buddha Dharma is surrounding one, but one's way of thinking is grossly distorted due to particular attitudes and beliefs which are completely contrary to the Dharma, making one reject the Dharma. So whilst one has a rebirth that has many freedoms, here one would lack the freedom of being able to relate to or appreciate the Dharma, because one's way of thinking is so contrary to that of the Buddha Dharma. So here the freedom is being freed of such wrong views. And the wrong views being referred to are distorted attitudes and beliefs that are contrary to the Buddha Dharma.
다디 다와키 대단 제네기 대단 드라이브기와 다와키제 다데로 조와주랍디 델야 랑조
건데긴 라체링파기 콜라스
알어 지라도 라체링파세데 레랭아 저기 점물링리게 최여사다게 근데 원보 차상 상와이네 라체링보 할이야 라체링보 슈유인 할이야 게바이나 라체링보세야 저로와 안델야 게와레면나다 배 체링보제 코로나 지 강하다 되니기 가야 매원자 델야 최균에 된거 말에 그래서 동화면나 최된거 말에서 그래서 되니인자 델야 안에 라체링보 게바이나 안에 최지야 고비요 말에서.
The final one, this has a relationship to the first three freedoms, where one has been freed from each of the lower realms. Here, one is freed from being born as a long life God, so in one of the happy realms. And the reason why one needs for a human rebirth to be precious, to be born in a state freed from being a long life God, is because they have lives of such pleasure with no great problems and long, long lives that they have really no motivation to think about the Dharma, because they're not experiencing suffering. And not experiencing suffering or problems, their mind doesn't turn to, or they don't think about the need to spiritually develop. So here the eighth freedom is the freedom from being born as a long life God.
나 저와 주된 템바 시드당 안으로 요거에 저와 주된 템바 저와 주들을 랑저랑 아다 현저랑 아세데 랑궁원에 튕긴 창고야 나지 다 랑궁원에 현다전에 튕긴 창고야 나지 되네기 주창화되라 류된되라 아니 가서래 저와 주된 템바시거와.
So those were the eight freedoms, the eight states one is freed of. Now we come to the list of 10. These can be called endowments or opportunities. And these are divided in two groups of 5. So the first is personal endowments or personal qualities that one has. And the other 5 are 5 endowments relating to others, or can be called environmental endowments. But again, the one group of 5 relates to oneself, and the other to one's environment.
지산 저와 줄라도 저와라도 아주 최제발라 튕긴식으로다 저와서 니고고래 저와서도 근데 최제발라 튕긴 주상고 그래서 그러다.
So whilst the 8 freedoms refer to states one was freed of, these 10 endowments refer to favorable circumstances that one needs, or good conditions that one needs in order to practice the Dharma. So these are 10 good conditions that one has now in this life attained in order to that enables one to practice the Dharma.
난 소소용문에 튕긴 창고된 가디 디려서 담보 아주 밀게 와서 밀게 와서 안에 밀게 와제 안에 되는 유우스게 와서 유우세디 저기 룸바텔이야 안에 지게 상기 코르 넘버 시세다 되는 거 저기다 랍중요 받아 랍중당 인연다 데네기 최냠레지제 최시겐다 최냠레지겐다 최시겐 유세 룸바텔라 아니 유우세오 데네지 무슨 거 유우스게 봐 데네지를 깨와지고 그래서 깨와래서 아니 왕보창와 소소 왕보창와 차상 창와지고 그래서 최냠레제 봐라 아니 레게 탈로바 말로바 세디 저기 참매게 레로 제가 많이 마시고 그래서 지들 즉 최진 시바 아니 공부 도시에 땅와 아니 즉 파말라서 봐야 데네기 쇠바다 데네기나 참매게 레시고 아니 상이 꾸르 다 데네기 야 농 쳐라다 제베네 데네기 참매게 레 데네기 레 매바시고 그래서 데네라 대발레도 네라 대발라나 데뉴 숨려야 아니 대바 유된디야 데레 퇴섬 곰섬 데레 퇴바지야데 디던달이야 삼 냠렌체게 퇴바여바 데레 대바여가지고 그래서 그러나 세상 데네게 소소용원에 튕긴 창고에도 디래서 그러나.
So these 10 favorable conditions, or these 10 endowments, the 5 that relate to oneself, or personal endowments. So the first is being born as a human being. The second is being not only born as a human being, but having complete faculties. So this is related to the one freedom from not having complete faculties, and that's also a personal quality or endowment, having complete physical and mental faculties. Then the third relates to where we are born. So we had a freedom of being born in a freedom of not being born in what's called a barbarian land, a land where the teachings do not exist, although they exist in the world. Here we have the personal endowment of being born in a central land, which means somewhere where there's a strong spiritual culture. And to be specific, where there are teachers, and teachers of the Buddha Dharma, qualified teachers of the Buddha Dharma, as well as fellow practitioners. So this is the third personal endowment of being born in a land where there are qualified teachers and practitioners. And then fourthly, one it has the quality of not having committed any of the 5 acts of immediate retribution. So these refer to 5 very powerful karmic misdeeds that ripen in the immediate next rebirth. So these would be having killed one's parents, so these are the first 2, killing your father, killing your mother. The third is not having killed a foe destroyer or an arat. The fourth is Gendungi Yinjepa. They don't know how much.
Gendun de Seni de Mitumba Serva.
Sorry. I have the Tibetan in front of me, but I couldn't understand the one. That having caused a schism in the Sangha, so in the ordained community having created a schism. And then the fifth is having drawn blood from a Buddha, because one can't kill a Buddha, but someone who tried to draw blood from a Buddha with bad motivation. So that is the 5th act of immediate retribution. So these were either killing your parents, which is 2, or a foe destroyer, having tried to draw blood with a negative motivation from a Buddha, and 5thly, having caused a schism in the ordained community. So this is then the 4th personal endowment. One has not done any of these. And then the 5th and final personal endowment is having interest in the spiritual path, having interest in the 3 baskets. So this is then the 5th personal endowment.
Zambuli de Lia Sanji Chumba, or Sanji Pevach Kukur, that Sanji Mapena Church Merwa, Chisan Zambuli de la Sanji Pevache, Sanji Chumba. That Sanji Pena, Sanji Chu Masumbaina, Chu Jacobiomar Mevanza, Sanji Chu Ma Sumbache, Chu Sumbache. That Sanji Chu Tembaina, Sanji Chu, the Temba de Nubana, Zosawena, Yanchu Jacobiomar, Sanji Chu Temba de Nebachi Kukur, Nebache. That temper never Yunayanda, Delia Yamlin J. Chinjuk Yamlin Shingin Mena, not to left hand Ragmara, which is not Church of Ragam, Dineza, Dembala, Jesu Juche, Yamlin J. Lupton Chicken Yamlin by Yubache, Dembala Jesu by Yubache. And Dine Yobana Danga to Church Elia, and Twingi Danga to Kala Saya, Dunyada, Duesada, Dinike, Twingi Goenza, Delia, and Shengi, Anzulia, Chutubalia, Robert Chicken, Twingy, Robert Chicken, Jindala, so you watch Google, yes, Kalada, Sayaduyada, then it was only raw chicken, then Jindaku, Ninzawaches, Diniki, that one, Contuchinium and Bay, Yakuda, some Delia, and the chicken. Zawache and Robert Chicken, Sangi, Tempe, Dundar, Bear, or some Denigi, Anzulia, Church Bala. And then Kalasaya to Yada, the Nig Rochik in Jinda Gures, or the Nijing Shandang when it didn't so much Gures. She's like the Nigi Chutang Divina, the George Judah Debas Gures.
So those were the 5 endowments that relate to oneself, and now the 5 that relate to others or depend on others, or called the environmental endowments. So these are the first that a Buddha has manifested in the world, and secondly, it's a wheel-turning Buddha. In other words, a Buddha who taught the Buddha Dharma, brought the Buddha Dharma back into the world. So these are the first 2 environmental endowments. The third is, not only has a Buddha manifested in the world and taught the Dharma, but the Dharma still remains and is flourishing. And so the Dharma remains in the world and is flourishing. And fourthly, that means that there are practitioners of the Buddha Dharma still exist. It doesn't just, and that means that there are qualified teachers. Because the practitioners of the Buddha Dharma still existing means that there are beings with realizations in their continuum. And that enables us to receive spiritual guidance. And then the 5th environmental endowment is that one receives compassionate assistance from one's community to aid one's spiritual development, so to aid one's study and practice. So there are those who are willing to give up their time, to give material resources, to enable practitioners to have the favorable circumstances that are required in order to receive spiritual guidance.
yu 타고 내 게요 말 나서 유 타고 말 유 최신 당가서 원보 상화래 내가 아주 록다전에 요마가서 록다 요말 상 최래 대바 지고래 레균데 켈린 거래 내가 아주 하세는 본 말하는 게요 말 지산 다와 계단 아주 류딘데 다와 계단 데 류딘데 대단 대바 미콘바 계단 데 류딘 다 저어 주단 대바에 가서 아주 미늘에 밀게 바래当然就有时间吧，那个是确实看有的个有吧的有时间吧的，当然就王八的常有了，王八常来，加上俺就理解他参没个来，俺就节约嘛的，啊，俺就理解了对吧？点了了生意去了对吧？有的去你们接对吧？有的就是点那张让我呢团结车上差的有的，但现今我呢呀，怎么的来生意去生意今年的拍，生意今年的拍完了，生意今年的给去送有的，那。송바 나지 상이 줌는데 최대 다대바도 드는 일이요래. 지사 네바 마세 상이 줌는데 최 냠는 제네 냠는 막 뭐여 당하나들 최 송간다 되네 냠는 바 룹된 최 냠는 바 유대 바래. 지사 댐베 지수 주버 여바. 당하나 저기 최제할 튕긴 고합다 되네 그 튕긴다 로체겐 여바래. 지사 인상 저기 루틴디 다와 계단 조와 주사위 루틴디 최고래. 제상 아주 류된디 denju milu rinpoche sa che gore chesan denju gi milu rinpoche da ndi nashin da ngazu nashin da ngazu de yoba nashin da jike zamling ga zekale deni ngazu nashin chang de gen de chasa da ngazu mi de chasa deni gi milu rinpoche chasa denju milu rinpoche cha de da ngazu gi habdi na la ine ngazu gi jike nga de ga zekale ngazu gi seber mi cheso yora di membe ge shanda lama shanda cheso yora di membe ge che che ga da zamling ga zekale de yoro wa da ngazu o deni ge chasa ngazu 나시 상주겐 되게 단주기 밀리를 뭐 해야지 되는 지기서 왔다 진짜 나와 계단 저 주사배 단주기 밀리를 뭐 해야지 진짜 밀리 나네 다 밀리 야쇼데 단주기 밀리를 뭐 진짜 다 림보체 전부리 림보체래 달 하바지 해서 그래 진짜 당한 저기 디 단주기 밀리를 뭐 해야지 되는 지기래 단주기 밀리를 뭐 하기로 해야지 당 거기서 해야 돼 dire.
If we just then briefly go through these 18 again. And as I'm doing so, you can check these off. And I would imagine that you have all 18. So for sure, none of us have been born in the hells or as a spirit or as an animal or as a long life God. So we are all freed from those states. We are also all born in a place, in a time when the Buddha's teachings exist in the world, and we're in a place where they are. So we have those freedoms as well. Moreover, assume everyone has complete mental and physical faculties, and is not, and that you are here shows that you are not blinded by strong wrong views or attitudes and beliefs. So I think I can say with confidence that we all have these 8 freedoms. And then in terms of the endowments, the 5 personal ones of being born as a human and being born in a land with a strong spiritual culture, so the Buddha Dharma exists here, and that everyone has again the full mental and physical faculties, and fourthly that no one, I'm sure, has done any of these karmic acts of immediate retribution, and that again that you are here shows that you have a strong interest in the spiritual path. So I'm confident that everyone here has these 5 personal endowments, as too with the environmental ones, that a Buddha has manifested, had taught the Buddha Dharma, and those teachings are still flourishing in this world, and that there are still an abundance of practitioners of the Buddha Dharma, meaning that we have fully qualified teachers who in terms of both knowledge and personal experience. And then fifthly, that we have support in this world. We have compassionate assistance. And this we have in our Dharma Center here and all the others in the FPMT, as well as in the Dharma Centers that other great Lamas have formed all over the world. we have these Dharma centers that are supported with supported materially by students, also supported with their time and their energy, and thereby we have all the opportunities and all the circumstances that we require in order to continue our path, our spiritual progression. So having these 18 freedoms and endowments shows that this rebirth we have is the most perfect of human rebirths possible. And this rebirth that we have achieved is called a precious human rebirth, marked by the 18 freedoms and endowments. And this is something we've all attained. And as our text makes explicitly clear, there is nothing of greater value than this. Let's further explore why it is something that is so precious now that we're clear that we have attained it, even more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, a jewel that can grant everyone's wishes.
Dunga seya dang an sedigi liya digi duyaro china pe masi ngana shenle khyabar do phapegi ane nga chuge digi duya dang dunga seya liya ane chige sedigi digi duya dunga seya la beju shimbo chetu gore ina da ane sedigi digi duya dunga seya samde de semje dunro khoran se na chigi ro khoran dunga seya dang khor digi duya khoran chigi ro chigba do ro labna re de dang nga zule kar khyabar phabo yorosene chechima ngazu milyu rimboche topyada pene phonsum thoba milyu rimboche phonsum thoba milyu rimboche top en mi tiendele ya ane jige benjora da tingyen yakbo yongya ane nga jige ane wangbo changwa da ane ji siji da denba yongya ane chue de dunyer yongya gi denigi kyo chima ya ane yakbo thada mi ko ba yakbo thoya di tiendele ya nga jige milyu tiendele ya ane ruptuya yores karasne gewachi mal hada migo wa toya dandala surimsun yagi tendela surimsun tuya surim nyamlenje ya ani jimbe nyamlenje ya sube nyamlenje ya sunri nyamlenje ya samde nyamlenje ya odine gewachi magi digi pusun soba da ne gewachi magi lüdin pusun soba ya dandagi gyudi sedela ngatu tendela dumna nyamlenje ya gohob yor ruptu gore ruptu gore tendela ani dimase ta dene ya juge 타바다 템지kimbe ko phasya de nenga ju ko wala ngejung samdang ngejung ko myada 타바도 니 sambaje lam nyamlenje ya ane denege nyamlenje bala dene ane ngar ko wala jo dame be to be tonyo to be shera ko myada dene shine ju bya la so ba dene cha상 den del ju tu go res den del ane nyamlenje 타바다 타비 ko wa to go res ni maze 저게 심지어 샬리아 잠바단 제와 니조곰 샴페인 샬리아 판도베 맞아 갸치 무두투야다 랑 디기여 보면 샬리아 디기 두투야 아니 디기나 자주 셈곰 냠렌제 투야 진짜 자주 셈 냠렌제 파신루게 냠렌제 투야 데니 산요 고방 톱투야 데니기 디안 덴텔로 두투고 그랬어 제가 데니 장안 저기 덴디 뱀마스 돈다 침보다 게 침보 자 침보 쉬우시리에서 김전 데니 삼단의 김전 데니 자 디레서 오다
Comparing amongst the situations in various realms, we can say that, yes, in general, a human rebirth is something of value and something precious when comparing to other rebirths. And this is because of the comparative happiness and the mental capacity to achieve happiness in this, some happiness in this life and improve our states and our conditions, both our material conditions and our happiness, through the use of, through utilizing our human intelligence. So in general, a human rebirth we can call a favorable rebirth, a rebirth marked of pleasure when looking at it in comparison to where so many beings are born. But those kinds of rebirths where people spend their lives striving to achieve their material and mental happiness of just this life, This is not a rebirth that we could say is precious. A precious human rebirth comes about in dependence on having these 18 qualities. And why it is so important is because with these qualities, we can achieve so much more with this life. This potential that we have can actually be fulfilled, because if we are blunt about it, most people live this life striving for goals not that much more lofty than what animals can achieve. And that's not meant to be too disrespectful, but animals strive for the happiness of this life. They strive for the physical comfort of this life. What they can achieve is, of course, very limited because of their limited capacity, their limited intelligence. Humans can achieve a lot more, but still, the goal is largely about this one life. Those who have recognized the preciousness of this rebirth, they can fulfill their potential. They can fulfill the potential that comes with being a human being, in that we are able to lift our vision beyond that of animals and ordinary people who are unable to do so, and cultivate the achievement of higher aims, of spiritual goals. In particular, through understanding that this life came about in dependence on causes that we accumulated in our past, we can come to recognize those causes and ensure we accumulate those same causes in this life, and thereby ensure our future rebirths are at least as comfortable as this. We can live an ethical life, develop an ethical mind, a mind of restraint, and thereby accumulate the causes for good rebirths. Moreover, a generous attitude, a mind of patience, joyous perseverance and concentration, and thereby accumulate causes to ensure we achieve good rebirths in the future. So this can only be done if one lives a life of meaning. And moreover, one can develop one's concentration to the point where it becomes single-pointed. And with such a powerful mind as a basis, one can meditate and come to see with unmistakable clarity the faults of cyclic existence, and thereby give rise to the mind of definite emergence. And with such a mental path, one can strive to attain liberation, developing wisdom and progress towards liberation from suffering. And moreover, on the basis of this rebirth, one can turn our attention not only beyond this life to our future lives, but beyond beyond our own needs, and strive to fulfill the needs of others too, through developing the minds of love and compassion and even bodhicitta. In this way, we can utilize this precious human rebirth in the most amazing of ways. We can live a life of true meaning. We can actually fulfill our human potential and achieve enlightenment itself.
지게 태바 침비게 최 냠는제 전주 심라 소바다 되는 가게 냠는치는 세델이야 산지 고방 톱투에기 땡디 톱투에기 누바 땡디 디두고마도 마나족에 밀리림보치 디텔라 주야마도 산지 세델이야 가게 냠는치 산지 고방 토야디 땡샹달로 수제로요 말했으다 니네자 만 땡지 밀리림보치 베 마세 예침보시고 이래서 된다 침보 임바도 김선도 디래.
And moreover, amongst the many rebirths, it's this rebirth as a human being where we can cultivate the precious Mahayana Dharma within us, following the sutra path, developing the minds of bodhicitta and the wisdom realizing emptiness, on the basis of a powerful mind of single-pointed concentration, and with this incomparable basis engage in the tantric practices of the Mahayana Dharma. And with such practices formed on such an incomparable basis, enlightenment in this lifetime is possible. This is something only possible with a precious human rebirth. Enlightenment in a single lifetime.
가르 냠는체 되네 두고요 바디 돈다 되네 섬다도다 되네기 투고요 바디 하고요도 뉴데네 빼 마서 짜 첨보다 시고 지레샤 섬제 소수기 되네 디링이 류된 되네 토바데 빼마서 야고 쉬우지래샤 셈데 자 첨부지래샤스면 가화곰이야다 가화곰네 되닝이 류된 될야 다디 띠엔델에 냠는 제 여바데 냠는 마제바제 잡았다 달디 류디 추세 철라던 거래 세상한테 냠는 마제데 빼사래 당아 아주 지거소래 되네가 이게 녀만 하시리 셈데야 삼노다 마시만 하시리 냠는 마제 빼사그래 삼제 되네 장에디 디링기 류된 될야 냠는데 니가 라미게 최송와 가는 냠는 제 나와신지 디바 보야다 개어주비야라 후다파다 진 선배게 되네 삼노다제 저게 삼노다야디 당아 단주게 밀용을 송하다 된체와 삼다비기 김제러 스티리도와 베네 디나레디도와 데나 시도 시그널에 데나 네 메레 소숨 카나도 주네 밀리 렌지 토바디 동로도 마송와식 마제나 네 인인 루와단자 세 donala 가서든 멜레스네 카날 파주에 되어마다 이내야 답에 디링다 되네 don나 첨부 토바딜양이 직델야 냠는 계주 디봉 기루 야부도 제바톤 때가 뺑인 루바나시레 사데 베사사레 다디네 지긴 삼제 심주기에들이 다가제 디삼당 고래 되네 공국을 해서 그런 저기 된지 밀리 삼다 자침부 인바다 삼다 야네야도 삼다도 다 되네게 자침부 디텐들 고급 유리급량이 기본 계주 대야고 지기 있다 맞는데 빼사사는 가 용슈라사를 삼제 언두 삼당 고래지래
So with time restrictions, I've gone through very quickly these points of the precious human rebirth. But this is something that we need to come to understand with great clarity within us. Because when we understand the great value of what we have and the causes that led to this, we will have a tremendous appreciation for what we have done in the past and what we have achieved in this life. And moreover, we will see the great meaning that can be achieved. And when we've thought about this, we've meditated on this a lot, a determination will arise within us not to waste this life. Not to waste this life in distraction and pursuit of things that really have no meaning, have no lasting value. This leads to a transformation of our values. It also leads to a great joy arising within us, a joy at what we have achieved and what we can still achieve. And this joy is a strength of mind. It's a strength of mind which creates a solid mental basis to support our Dharma practice. It creates a solid mental basis to transform our lives. It ensures that we do not waste what remains of this precious opportunity. And in this way, now returning to the text, other than doing this, there is no offering of practice. So we come to see that other than living our life in accordance with the teachings and the guidance we receive from our teacher, there is nothing of meaning compared to that. And this is something we, through doing these meditations, that we'll come to know experientially and therefore in a transformative manner. And that then leads to the final line in this verse, in this paragraph. If you do not utilize this tremendous potentiality, are you not hard-hearted? So what that means is that coming to see this great potential of what we've achieved and what we have within the palm of our hand, we will not want to let it go to waste, but we want to use it. From our very depths of our being, we'll want to live a life of meaning, a life of worth. And this leads to this incomparable inner strength. And this mind of great strength leads to our practice having transformative power.
Ora na denigi anza samdade duschina samdade andije andiringi delya deniche samshache dan zoyang jike jike hanmin 소수인의 소승랑 저기 최 냠는 제제 냠는 제제 아는 냠는 된델이야 냠는 야우 제제 냠는 탈심부 용어쇼 삼제 먼저 지즈 좀 마야서 왔다 소수이나 냠는 탈심제 최 냠래 야고 제투바다 아니 as 냠는 야고 제네 샹리아 펜바 제침보도 주투브 투야게 돈다라 지진 죄메게 양알이야 진일라브로시에 삼장한테 지진 좀 소다야다 아니 저 세버리메치나 야오름실라서 구체링도 땜바다 아니 링도 땜바샤 지사데 데네기 몰람자다 아니 마세 안 점링랴 아니지 심제 탐제 디기 용어 시대다 심제 탐제 디기 용어 쇼스 몰람자 아니 마세 나가 저기 최소기 다지게 레드 주변이야 바르체 가르이나 세제 튕긴 가르이나 가르고고이나 튕긴디게 야고 주보쇼 제가 디네자 지진 죄미 강수야 도시 나로 진랍 나로지 세대한 지진 좀 말에 제지도 소화 됩지 나는 직접 맞사진 거 냠도 돼야지 제위
차칙
차칙 돼야
So we'll conclude here for tonight. And again, like we did last week, before we come to the dedication prayers, if we can recite the praises to Tara. So to establish the motivation why we need to recite these praises is because in order to live this life of greatest meaning, we need to spiritually develop. This is the purpose of this life. And through turning our request to the deity of Tara, we make supplications. May my practices attain the state of perfection. May I become the most developed and most accomplished of beings, so that I can be of the greatest of benefit to others. May I live this life in a meaningful way. May my interactions with all others bring great meaning to them too. And may our guides in this world, the shining lights in this world, such as His Holiness and Lama Zopa, and all the other genuine spiritual teachers, may their lives be long and stable. May their heartfelt wishes be fulfilled. In particular, may I and all beings live in accordance with their teachings. May I fulfill their wishes, meaning, Tara, give me the inner strength to transform my mind into the mind of the Buddha Dharma. And through these activities of the holy teachers and all their students, may happiness prevail in this world. May there be both inner peace and through this outer peace. And all the places that have been established in the world, such as this Dharma center and all the other Dharma centers and such places that have been established to bring a genuine peace, lasting happiness to beings in this world, may they fulfill their potential and by enabling beings to develop their inner potential and live lives of meaning. So with that motivation in mind, we recite these requests to Tara for blessings and virtue, good karma, so that we can progress and the world can progress in this way.
Okay.
Thank you.